الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله، الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. ما بعد، رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Respected elders and my beloved brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. May peace, blessings and mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be upon all of you. In this very short amount of time, I would like to talk about an issue that's been raised by so many people, which is, why doesn't Allah accept my prayer? Why doesn't Allah accept my dua? I've been asking Allah for so much. I've been asking Allah for this. I've been asking Allah for that. But Allah does not hear what I'm saying. Allah does not accept my prayer. Why is that so? Right? We've heard people say that. At first, the fundamental aspect here is whatever you ask Allah, no matter what it is, whatever you ask Allah, Allah hears it. He knows it. Right? He's a Sami al-Alim. He knows He's all hearing, He's all knowing. So whatever you ask Allah, He hears it. He knows it. And then the question is, if He knows everything, if He hears everything, then why doesn't He respond back to us? Why doesn't He give what we want? And there comes a hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam where He addresses this particular issue. He says, when a believer asks Allah, there are three options for the acceptance of dua. Which means, when you ask Allah for something, either of the three options will be satisfied. Either of the three. So the first option, number one, is when you ask Allah something, He readily accepts the dua. Then and there, He's going to accept the dua. Readily accepts the dua. He's going to give you what you want at that particular point of time. Number one. Number two is He will not give you what you want, what you ask for at that particular time, but instead He's got something much better for you in the future. So He knows what's good for you. He's got something much more better, which is better than what you asked for, in the future. Number three, so that's number two. Number three is He won't give you what you've asked for in the dunya, but instead He's got something much better for you in the akhirah. That's the third option. So either of these three will be satisfied. So the idea is, none of the things what you've asked for, nothing goes in vain. Everything is accepted, everything is heard. So, and another thing I would like to highlight here is, never ever lose hope in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Never ever. You've prayed for so long, Allah is hearing it, but never lose hope. I would like to make mention of the story of Ayyub alayhi salam, a long story cut short. Now, Ayyub alayhi salam was a very wealthy person. He's got so many assets, he's got so much livestock, he's got so much wealth, but then he was tested with a disease. He was tested. A disease where in some narration it says that people had to distance from him because of the disease. People left him. He lost his wealth, his livestock because of the disease. And this disease did not last for like one day. I mean, it was not something, it was like for 1 day or 2 days. It was not something which was it was not a disease that was for months. For years he was tested. In one of the narration, it says that Ayyub alayhi salam was tested with the disease for 7 years. And everybody, his close relatives, his friends, his cousins, everybody left him because of the disease. He had nobody with him. But what did Ayyub alayhi salam do? He kept on praying. He never ever questioned Allah. He never ever doubted in the mercy of Allah. And that's what the Quran says. وَأَيُّوبَ إِذْ نَادَى رَبَّهُ أَنِّي مَسَّنِيَ الضُّرُّ وَأَنْتَ أَرْحَمُ الرَّاحِمِينَ. And remember when Ayyub alayhi salam asked us, called out to us, that evil has touched me. Oh Allah, forgive me. You are the forgiver. أَنْتَ أَرْحَمُ الرَّاحِمِينَ. You are the most merciful, the most forgiving. That's what Ayyub alayhi salam asked. The story of Ibrahim alayhi salam can also be referred here. He didn't have a child, and he kept on praying. He kept on praying and praying and praying, and then finally, when he was so old, he was blessed with a child. So this is the story. These are the stories which we have to take lessons from. That never ever question Allah, never ever doubt in the mercy of Allah. When you don't get something you ask for, remember that Allah's got something much better for you. Sometimes you might not know the negative aspects of this, and because Allah has something which is much more better for you. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us. May Allah accept our dua. Jazakallah khair wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.